Hello students, greetings to one and all. So in this video lecture we are going to continue with part 2 of the same chapter, that is the thief's story. Okay, and we're going to move on with part 2. So yesterday we discussed that Horace Denby, he broke into a house, okay, and he was all set to break the safe of the house, but something quite unfortunate for him happened. So it was a quiet, kind voice, but with firmness. Firmness means stiffness, strictness in it. A woman was standing in the doorway, and Sherry was rubbing against her. Sherry was the name of the dog, and the dog was rubbing against her. She was young, quite pretty, and was dressed in red. So this is the appearance of the girl. She was young, she was pretty, and she was dressed in red. She walked to the fireplace and straightened the ornaments there. Okay, now, down, Sherry, she said. Anyone would think I'd been away for a month. She smiled at Horace and went on. However, I came back just in time, though I did not expect to meet a burglar. So, burglar means a thief over here. Thief, okay? So she says that I was out, but no one expected me here, and even I did not expect to meet a burglar when I entered my house. Horace had some hope because she seemed to be amused at meeting him. He might avoid trouble if he treated her the right way, he replied. I didn't expect to meet anyone of the family. Now, it has been portrayed the things have been portrayed in such a way that this lady that Horace meets was the owner of the house. Okay, but the true fact is still hidden, and we right now are assuming that this lady is the owner of the house. So in a joyful way, in a jovial way, both of them are having this conversation, and this man, Horace Denby, he says that I did not expect to meet anyone from the family. She nodded. I see what an inconvenience it is for you to meet me. What are you going to do? So then she said that it's quite an inconvenience for you to meet me. Horace said, my first thought was to run. So Horace said that the first thought that came to my mind on seeing you was to run. Of course you could do that, but I would telephone the police and tell them about you. They would catch you at once. So she kind of threatens him now. Horace said, I would of course cut the telephone wires first, and then, he hesitated, a smile on his face, I would make sure that you could do nothing for some time. A few hours would be enough. So he said that before I would run from this place, I would have made such arrangements for myself that you would not be able to catch me for the next few hours, or you wouldn't have been able to catch me for the next few hours. She looked at him seriously. You'd hurt me. Horace paused and then said, I think I was trying to frighten you when I said that. You didn't frighten me. Horace suggested, it would be nice if you would forget you ever saw me. Let me go. So Horace, now he says that it would be nice if you kind of forget that you ever saw me, and please let me go. The voice suddenly was sharp. Why should I? You were going to rob me. If I let you go, you'll rob someone else. Society must be protected from men like you. So this is the owner of the house saying that I can't let you go, because if I let you go today, tomorrow you're going to break into someone else's house. And society should be protected from robbers like you. Like you means like Horace Denby. Horace smiled. I'm not a man who threatens society. I steal only from those who have a lot of money. I steal for a very good reason, and I hate the thought of prison. So he says that I'm not the one who threatens the society. I steal, I agree with the fact that I steal, but I only steal from those people who've got a lot of money, and I steal for a very good reason. What is the reason? That he has this love, his immense love for rare, expensive books. And also he says that I hate the thought of prison. Moving on. She laughed and he begged, thinking that he had persuaded her. Look, I have no right to ask you for anything, but I am desperate. Let me go. I promise I'll never do this kind of thing again. I really mean it. So he says that he promises her that he is not going to repeat such sort of act again, and also requests her to let him go. She was silent, watching him closely. Then she said, you are really afraid to go to the present, aren't you? She came over him, shaking her head. I've always liked the wrong kind of people. She picked up a silver box from the table and took a cigarette from it. Horace, eager to please her after seeing that she might help him, took off his gloves and gave her a cigarette lighter. "You will let me go." He held the lighter towards her. "Yes, but only if you will do something for me." So they are in the room. They are having this conversation, and suddenly she comes up to him, and then she looks at him, and then she picks up a pack of cigarette. And as soon as she takes out a cigarette, he kind of offers her the spark, offers her the light, and then she lights a cigarette. And then he says that, "Please let me go. Okay, I'm not going to repeat such sort of things over again. Please let me go." And then she says, "Okay, I'm going to let you go, but only on one condition." Now, what is that condition? Let us see. He says that, "Anything you say. Before we went to London, I promised my husband to take my jewels to a bank, but I left them here in the safe. I want to wear them to the party tonight, so I came down to get them." But now she's coming to the point, and she says that, "I want your help." And what is the help regarding? The help is regarding the jewels which are locked in the safe. She says that I'd asked my husband to keep them in the bank, but they are here in the safe and I require them. But what is the problem? That she has forgotten the numbers, means the passcode to the safe. And then, as all of us know, that this man was a professional lockmaker. Not only a professional lockmaker, apart from that, he had also broken into several homes before. So he says, "Just leave it to me. I'll do that. Just give me an hour, and I'm going to help you. I'm going to break this lock so that you can get your jewels." And within an hour, he managed to open the safe, and he got the jewels for her, and then he went. Okay. For 2 days, he kept his promise to the kind young lady. On the morning of the third day, however, he thought of the books he wanted, and he knew he would have to look for another safe. Now, after going back after 2 days, he thought of the books that he wanted, and he thought that he would now have to break into some other house, and he wanted to plan it out. But he never got this opportunity to plan, because by noon, he got arrested by a policeman for the robbery in Shotover garage. And how did he got arrested? Because all his fingerprints were there, and because he had opened, or he had unlocked the safe without the fingerprints. His fingerprints, for he has opened the safe without gloves, were all over the room, and no one believed him what he said, that the wife of the owner had asked him to open the safe for her. The wife herself, grey-haired, sharp-tongued woman, 60, said that the story was nonsense. Over here we come to know that the young lady was the thief. She was again a robber. She was a thief. She was not the owner, because the owner was an old lady of 60. The owner was an old lady. She was an old lady of 60 years. Okay, so this lady, she completely bluffed Horace out. With his help, she broke into the house, or I would rather say she broke into the safe, took the jewel, and she ran away. And who got caught? Horace got caught, because for his foolishness. Horace is now an assistant librarian in the prison. He offers things of charming, clever young lady who was in the same profession as he was, and who tickled him, who tricked him, who played a prank on him, who bluffed him, who made a fool out of him. He gets very angry when anyone talks about honor among thieves. So he says that there is no honor among thieves. There is no honor among thieves. There is no respect among thieves. Okay. So in the end, Horace got caught. The young lady was not the owner, but she was the thief who took away all the jewels of the house. Okay. Go through the video. Okay. And stay safe. Thank you.